Sims, my name is Audrey, and as you can see from the title of this video, I will be doing a Sims Royal Family series. So for today's video, I will be doing a summary slash recap of what I have so far. And I also have a social media for my Sims, but it doesn't really portray the story that I want to cover, so that's why I'm making this video. So if you want to know more about my Sims Royal Family, let's go on with the video. Just another note before we start, a trigger warning: there will be a mention of war, a coup, murder, and death. The whole story is also fictional and does not relate to any real events. Any events and names mentioned are purely coincidental. The timeline is skipped for the purpose of the story. The first monarchs mentioned are the founders, and it will begin with at least 32 years after the war of each kingdom. I will also be mentioning titles for each character. The king and queen refers to the reigning monarch of the kingdom. Crown prince and princess refers to the heir to the throne. Prince consort refers to the husband of the reigning queen. Lord and lady refers to a title given to a noble family, and this title will be passed down to their children, but technically they are still prince and princess. There is one family in my story where I refer to their children as prince and princess because both of their parents are born to royalty. The Kingdom of Windenburg. The Kingdom of Windenburg was an independent area of land before. War was happening in the neighboring kingdoms surrounding Windenburg. One day, news traveled around that a neighboring country was suspected to take Windenburg and was waging war. All the men who were able to fight gathered and trained. The war began following the fall of a soldier who was leading to defend Windenburg. One individual took over the lead and eventually brought a successful win for the kingdom. He was later named King of Windenburg. The main colors of Windenburg are red and gold. The Kingdom of Willow Creek. Willow Creek was ruled by a tyrant king, Bellinor, who brought doom and suffering for the people of the kingdom and other neighboring kingdoms. It is believed that he initiated the war on Windenburg, and the news reached a certain group of people in Willow Creek who are planning to throw the king. A coup began and a war overthrew the reigning king. Eventually, King Bellinor was killed in battle by Louis, who led the coup and was hailed as the new king of Willow Creek. The main color of Willow Creek is blue. The Kingdom of Brindleton Bay. Unlike the other two kingdoms, Brindleton Bay lived peacefully for many decades, and the crown was passed from monarch to heir. The kingdom loves music, animals, and throwing grand events. Their main colors are purple, white, and gold. The story revolves mainly on the royal family of Windenburg. Supporting characters will be the Kingdom of Willow Creek and Brindleton Bay. First, we have Windenburg. King James, who is known as the first crowned king of Windenburg. Queen Elizabeth, Crown Princess Catherine, Prince James II, and Prince Arthur. Next, we have the royal family of Willow Creek. King Louis, his wife Queen Anne, their eldest, Princess Brielle, Princess Louise, Crown Prince Alexander, and Prince Henry. In Brindleton Bay, we have King Aldrich, Queen Seraphina, Crown Prince Anton, his wife Lady Anastasia, and Prince Christoph. Now for the story of Prince James. He is the second child of the King and Queen of Windenburg. Prince James was betrothed to the eldest of the Willow Creek family long before he was born. The arrangement was made to connect an alliance with Windenburg. Both the prince and princess didn't have any knowledge of the betrothal until they turned into teens. Though growing up, they became childhood best friends when they met in school. After their parents have told them about the engagement, they were upset, but at the same time they did accept the duty that they were born in. Also because secretly they knew they both liked each other. But they had a conversation to take their relationship slow until they reached marrying age. Now let's talk about the Crown Princess of Windenburg, Princess Catherine. When Catherine was born, she was immediately named the heir after the royal physician examined the mark on her face. and he claimed that he read a prophecy of a queen who was marked that will lead the kingdom to greatness. But for King James, whether she was marked or not, Catherine is already the heir. Growing up, she is very close to her siblings. She also excelled in school and is on top of her classes. When she reached 13, her father began to teach her on how to lead the country. Because of this, she grew up without having any friends other than her siblings. In the princess's coming-of-age party, she requested it to be a masquerade ball. There she met a boy who offered her the first dance. They immediately clicked during the dance, and he learned that the boy's name was Christoph. A boy he remembered seeing in school reading under the school garden, feeding squirrels and playing the piano alone. Much like her, he spends most of his time alone. Their dance was then interrupted by King James, who wanted to dance with her daughter. After that, she never saw Christoph in the grand hall. Later that night, she saw Christoph again in the palace garden. They began their conversation, learning more about each other, specifically talking about Christoph's country, Brindleton Bay. About a year had passed after the ball. King James received a letter from Willow Creek accusing the king of delaying the signing of the alliance with them and paying more attention to an alliance with Brindleton Bay. It shocked King James since they have zero knowledge of the accusation. His royal advisor, Preston, delivered a message to him that the letter they received from Willow Creek was because of Princess Catherine's closeness to the Prince of Brindleton Bay. King James did arrange a meeting with Willow Creek, but King Louis was adamant. He demanded that the wedding of his daughter and Prince James must take place sooner rather than later. They were of marrying age. After a few weeks, a letter arrived from Brindleton Bay inviting Princess Catherine to their kingdom. When Catherine heard the news about her brother's marriage happening soon, she spoke to the both of them, apologizing about the situation. Both Prince James and Princess Brielle didn't hold a grudge since they knew it would eventually happen soon. During her visit to Brindleton Bay, Princess Catherine met the royal family of Brindleton Bay by King Aldrich, his wife Queen Seraphina, Crown Prince Anton and his wife, Lady Anastasia, and of course, Prince Christoph. And during her time in Brindleton Bay, she learned more about their cultures. They are very into music and throw grand balls here and there, especially the people of the kingdom who also cherish their traditions and history, much like how Windenburg cherishes their own. At the end of her visit, she met with the king and queen again. They wanted to let her know that the kingdom had lived in peace and wanted to keep it that way. When Princess Catherine got home, she spoke to her father about the whole trip and gave him the idea of including Brindleton Bay to the alliance. And she also mentioned that she was beginning to fall in love with Prince Christoph. The wedding of Prince James and Princess Brielle happened weeks after Princess Catherine's visit to Brindleton Bay. It was held in Willow Creek Cathedral, and both kingdoms celebrated this union as one. A couple of days later, King James arranged a meeting with the King of Willow Creek and Brindleton Bay. They discussed their kingdom's future, and it ended by having an alliance with all three kingdoms, forming the Crowns and Kingdoms. A year later, Prince Christoph proposed to Princess Catherine, and a grand royal wedding was held in Windenburg Abbey. Now let's talk about the short story version for the rest of the royal children. Prince Arthur of Windenburg and Prince Henry of Willow Creek both attended Bridechester University and grew close to each other. Prince Arthur met Lady Anya and later married her, while Prince Henry met Lady Adelaide and also married her. Princess Louise, the second eldest of the Willow Creek children, married Nicholas, the only son of a noble family. Crown Prince Alex of Willow Creek was arranged to be wed to Agnes, the eldest daughter of a noble family in Willow Creek. But both of them didn't want the engagement and called it off. He later married Agnes's sister Marie, which was the reason why Agnes wanted to call off the engagement. It's because both Alex and Marie were childhood best friends, and she was aware that Marie had a crush on Prince Alex since she was young. The birth of the royal children. Princess Brielle and Prince James became the Duke and Duchess of Willow Creek. They had their first son, Prince Francis, and later Prince Jacques. Princess Louise and Lord Nicholas became the Marquis and Marchioness of Willow Creek. They had their daughter, Lady Elise. Crown Prince Alex and Lady Marie gave birth to Princess Giselle months after King Louis had passed away. Prince Henry and Lady Adelaide became the Count and Countess of Willow Creek. They had their daughter, Lady Annabel. In Brindleton Bay, Crown Prince Anton and Lady Anastasia had their first daughter, Princess Alexandra, and later Princess Alana. In Windenburg, Crown Princess Catherine and Prince Christoph had their first daughter, Princess Charlotte, and later Princess Victoria. Prince Arthur and Lady Anya became the Marquis and Marchioness of Windenburg. They had their first daughter, Lady Helena. The death of the monarchs and crowning of a new monarch. In Brindleton Bay, before Princess Alana was born, King Aldrich and Queen Seraphina both died a week apart, making Crown Prince Anton the new king of Brindleton Bay, and Lady Anastasia the queen. King Anton also passed the law of the firstborn child becoming the heir to the throne, making Princess Alexandra Crown Princess of Brindleton Bay. In Willow Creek, Prince Alexander became the new king after the death of his father, making Lady Marie Queen of Willow Creek. 4 years later, she announced her second pregnancy. Queen Mother Anne then passes away of old age, and Queen Marie gives birth to twins. In Windenburg, King James passed away when Princess Charlotte was 4 years old, making Crown Princess Catherine the new Queen of Windenburg. 13 years later, she announces her second pregnancy. Queen Mother Elizabeth passes away of old age. The sudden news had put a lot of overwhelming emotions on Queen Catherine that led to her preterm labor. She then gave birth early and delivered a healthy baby girl, Princess Victoria. Now for the recap. In Windenburg, we have our current monarchs, Queen Catherine, Prince Consort Christoph, Crown Princess Charlotte, Princess Victoria, the Marquis and Marchioness Prince Arthur, Lady Anya, and their daughter, Lady Helena. In Willow Creek, we have King Alex, Queen Marie, Princess Giselle, and the royal twins. We also have the Duke and Duchess, James and Brielle, Prince Francis, and Prince Jacques. The Marquis and Marchioness, Princess Louise, Lord Nicholas, and their daughter, Lady Elise. The Count and Countess, Prince Henry, Lady Adelaide, and their daughter, Lady Annabel. For Brindleton Bay, we have King Anton, Queen Anastasia, Crown Princess Alexandra, and Princess Alana. So that is the end of chapter 1 of my royal family. Now for chapter 2 of the story, if you follow me on Instagram, I have a story post about a new kingdom joining the storyline. There is also a hint of 3 new kingdoms, but I might add them much later in the story. So in the next video, it will be an introduction of that royal family. And that is a wrap on the recap of the first season of my royal family series. If you liked it, please like this video, share with your friends who also love to play The Sims. Also, please subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell so you can be updated whenever I post a new video. You can also follow me on my social media. It's where I post any snippets or any side stories that I have on my Sims. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye guys!